afternoon. How is everyone? It's hot here in Brisbane, so I hope wherever you are that it's not quite as hot as it is here. So I thought I would just do a little bit of a recap on a couple of things. Now, if you're watching on Saturday morning, I made the vegan meringues. And then I went away overnight. I gave my husband instructions to turn the oven off and leave the meringues in the oven overnight. So I've come home this afternoon, Monday, and they were still in the oven, but that's okay. So this is them. So that is the vegan meringues. I've just left in the oven. So I did make one really big one, but it did crack up. So if you're wanting to do a vegan pavlova, you can absolutely do that as well. But the thing is, in Brisbane, because of the humidity, I wouldn't be making it too far in advance because humidity affects your meringues, okay? Now, the ones you buy in the supermarket have got a lot of other nasty things added. But this recipe, I'll pop the recipe for the community into the comments, okay? And that reminds me I need to do that for Saturday as well. Okay, so I've been playing with the potato peeler this afternoon. Last week I was gifted some beautiful turmeric and some beautiful homegrown ginger. So it was a bit of a palaver. Look. Yeah, it looks like a serious cigarette habit, doesn't it? Nicotine habit. So I'm going to have to try and clean my fingers off because it worked perfectly. So I did the 4 minutes with the blade peeler, 600 mils of water, and I put the turmeric and the ginger in together. The turmeric is peeled absolutely perfectly. So look. Absolutely, you could probably stand there and peel your turmeric and your garlic and your ginger. No, I'm going to get to the garlic in a minute, in a couple of minutes. But the great thing with this is you can put it on and you can get on doing a couple of other things. So the ginger wasn't quite as good. The ginger was a little bit, I think a little bit older, and it's also got a bit of a turmeric stain as well. So it had a little bit more bark left on it. So it wasn't as good as the turmeric. I think turmeric's a little bit softer. Okay, but if you did watch me do the potatoes the other day, you would have seen that when I poured it out, there was virtually no peel from the potato. But not the same story with the ginger and the turmeric. So there is a lot more dirt and stuff. So that's how much more you got from your ginger and your turmeric. So yeah, it was very interesting. Now, I also thought I'd have a little play at doing garlic. So I thought if you get a big bulk of garlic and you want to do a whole heap of it and freeze it or make garlic paste, I am super duper happy. Now what I did, I had 1.5 bulbs of garlic. So what I did, some of them I left the rooty part on, and no, it did not peel it. But the others, I just took, what I did, I just took that rooty part off, and they have peeled absolutely beautifully. So what you would need to do, and look, I'm not going to do this just for 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, but if you want to do a big bulk amount, so you need to take just that rooty part off, and then it will peel absolutely perfectly. And I only did that for 2 minutes because I didn't want to chop up my garlic, or I just thought I'd stopped it and had a look, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty impressed with that. So, and then I've got all my skin left in the bottom on top of the blade cover. So that's a couple of little hints and tips of other ways that you can use your blade cover peeler. So garlic, ginger, and turmeric. So great. Okay, so what I thought I would do this afternoon, I've messaged hubby, he's at work and he's going to an event tonight, and he said, oh, they want us to take something, and I went, Oh, okay. I said, how about I make a dip? So I've got my leftover chickpeas from making my vegan meringues. So I'm just going to give you a couple of hacks on how to make a really good hummus, okay, without even really following a recipe. So basically, hummus is chickpeas and tahini. Now, you don't have tahini, not a problem. Do you have sesame seeds? If you've got sesame seeds, you've got tahini. So, my top tip, I actually roast a small amount of sesame seeds ready for this, because if you roast them, it actually brings out the flavour. You can roast them in your Thermomix on Varoma temperature for about 5 or 6 minutes, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to make a free fall recipe. There are lots of different hummus recipes. Some are spelt H-U-M, some are H-O-M. Who knows what the right way is, but anyway, let me just go back home. And I'm not doing any weights or measures with this, okay? So I'm going to put in my sesame seeds, and I'm going to put in a clove of garlic. Now the trick is, don't put too much garlic unless you really want to blow people's heads off, because it's raw garlic, okay? Then to that, I'm just going to chop that all down. And oh, actually the other thing I meant to tell you the other day and today, if you are using a TM5 and a blade cover to peel your potatoes, you need to invest in one of the new lids that locks in. Now that lid fits across the TM31, the TM5, and obviously the TM6. But if you don't have the lock-in one on your TM5, the lid will fly off and you'll have water go everywhere, okay? So top tip, invest in a new measuring cup, okay? I think they're about $25. Okay, just a little bit of FYI. Oh, and don't use one with a broken wing, because it will bounce out. I know that from first-hand experience, okay? So I'm just going to chop down the garlic and the sesame seeds, speed 8. Only for about 5 seconds. I've already roasted them, and I just keep them in a jar ready to for garnishes and things like that. So that's the beginning of your tahini. If you were making tahini, you just mill your sesame seeds down, add a little bit of sesame oil as well, okay? All right, to that we're going to add a tin of chickpeas. I'm going to make pink hummus. So here it is, pink hummus, beetroot. So I just happen to have a half a beetroot. And my top tip hack is some ice, okay? Because what the ice does, the ice helps to emulsify and break down the fibres of the chickpea and the beetroot. So when we're juicing with the Thermomix, beetroot and carrot and things like that, you always want a good handful of ice, because as I said, that helps to break it all down. What else do I need? I just need a little splash of olive oil, a little bit of cumin, and a little bit of paprika. And that's just a little thing that I like to add. You can add whatever you like. You don't like paprika, don't put it in. You know the story. And of course, a little bit of salt. So, alrighty. And this is one of those recipes that I like to taste test after I've made it. Sometimes you need a little bit more salt, a little bit more oil. But what we're going to do is blend that down. Speed 8 again. That's freewheeling. So this is the point. You stop, give it a scrape down, have a look at the consistency. Oh, look at that. It does flick up all over the lid, but that's okay. So we're just going to squish that down. So many years ago, one of the first trips I did with Thermomix, we went to Dubai, and they were saying over there, they actually use a lot more tahini to chickpea ratio. Over here, we tend to do more chickpeas than tahini. So making your own tahini, you don't have to make it in advance, especially if you don't eat a lot of it, but it's a very, very easy thing to make, okay? And I'm just gonna blend that down. This time, I'm not going to go quite as fast, because by going it fast, the centrifugal force throws everything out. So I'm just gonna come to speed 5. So 40 seconds all up, and there's your hummus. I will give that a little taste just to make sure. And look, putting that ice in is, I think a lot of the recipes ask for a little bit of water. Well, obviously you don't need to put the water in, because wow, what is ice? It's water. So instead of putting water, and the smoothness of that is really, really nice. So I'm just gonna have a little taste. Perfect. Ooh, 1 clove of garlic is definitely enough. So usually what I do, I pop it into a container. Now I'm only putting it in takeaway because he's going to take it to this thing tonight and he won't have to worry about bringing back my good container. So, and then I just drizzle a little bit of oil and sprinkle a little bit of paprika over the top, and there you have hummus. Now the chickpeas, I use the aquafaba for my vegan meringues, and this makes a truckload of hummus. So a lot. So beautiful, look at that. So I'll scrape the bottom of that bowl out. Actually, I'll teach you one more little trick, because I've got quite a bit caught on the blade around there. Most of you may know this, but it's always good to have that refresher. To clean your blade off, all you need to do is put your lid on, flick it up. It doesn't even have a register, just flick it up over, I think I went to speed 6 or 7, and voila, look at that. It cleans the blade off perfectly. Then you can just scrape down and get the rest out. That also works really well for cupcakes and batters and anything like that that you want to get off the blade. All right. Okay, well that's all for this afternoon. Tomorrow I'm going to be prepping for our online cooking class. So if you would like information about what we're cooking at the class virtually, just pop the word cooking class in the comments and I will send you the menu and the details, okay? It's a free class. If you register and you don't make it, we will send you a recording, okay? Anyway, that's all for this afternoon. I'm gonna chuff off and get organised for the rest of the evening. Anyway, take care and hashtag replay, and I'll see you all probably not tomorrow, but Wednesday. Okay? That's how fast the week goes. Bye.